When this dog gave birth, the vet noticed that what she gave birth to weren't normal puppies. Puppies are one of the cutest things to walk the earth. Their adorable little paws and noses, their cute little wiggle as they search for their mother's milk, and their sweet little yawns when they are tired are all things that reinforce this idea. However, for many dogs, much like humans, giving birth can be a long and arduous process, as this one dog found out when she gave birth to her puppies. But whilst she was doing so, a vet noticed something amazing. Nancy Storms was a young woman who loved animals, but her favorite animal was her pet dog, a Dalmatian called Missy. The young woman had had Missy since she was a puppy, and she had fallen in love with her from the moment that she first laid eyes on the canine. Missy had always been a loving and playful dog who enjoyed spending her time with Nancy. One of the duo's favorite pastimes was to go for walks in their local park. The two would often spend hours wandering through the woods and around the pond that was in the park. Usually their walks would go by uninterrupted. However, once every 6 months, Nancy would have to be on high alert for any stray male dogs that were wandering around the park. This was because she had decided not to get Missy neutered when she was a puppy, and so every 6 months the dog would go into season. This meant that she was highly susceptible to becoming pregnant should a male dog ever find her at this point. One day, Nancy and Missy were walking through the woods in the park. Missy had just come into season, so Nancy was trying to keep her away from the busy part of the park in the hopes that no other dogs would find them. The woman and her canine were enjoying the peacefulness that nature had to offer, when all of a sudden, Missy started barking. It turned out that the dog had seen a rabbit just in front of her, and she wanted to chase it. Missy pulled on her lead so hard that Nancy ended up letting it go. The dog wasted no time once she was free and chased after the rabbit. Nancy tried to call her back, but the canine did not listen. Instead, the young woman was forced to chase after her dog as fast as she could. But when she caught up to the animal, she was shocked at what she saw. It turned out that an unneutered male dog had been roaming the woods, his owner a short distance behind him, when he had caught sight of Missy. Recognizing that she was in season, the male dog quickly approached her. By the time that Nancy was able to catch up to her beloved pet, she realized that she was too late. Over the course of the next few weeks, Nancy watched as Missy slowly but surely developed a bit of a belly. The young woman believed that she knew what was happening, but she wanted to be sure. So, in order to find out what was wrong with her dog, she took the Dalmatian to the vet's. After being checked over by the vet, it was confirmed that Missy was pregnant. At first, Nancy didn't know how to feel. She had always thought of breeding Missy, but she wanted to do it with another Dalmatian who was a certified stud. However, as the young woman began to think more about the adorable puppies that could soon be arriving, she started to get excited. No matter what, the baby dogs would be cute, and she couldn't wait to have a bundle of puppies to love. The vet told Nancy that it looked like Missy was carrying at least 10 puppies, but she couldn't be 100% certain, as the ultrasound could have missed some. Nancy thanked the vet and told her that she would be back when it looked like Missy was going to go into labor. This was because the young woman had never experienced a dog giving birth before, and she didn't know what to do in case Missy got into trouble with delivering her babies. The vet told her that it would be fine for her to come back and that she would be happy to help when the time came. For the next few weeks, Nancy made sure to keep a close eye on her four-legged friend. The dog was clearly getting bigger by the day, and Nancy figured that it wouldn't be long until she was ready to have her puppies. One day, Nancy was sitting in her living room watching some TV when she noticed Missy acting quite strange. The dog had waddled over to her little birthing nest and was seemingly agitated, as if she was in pain or at the very least very uncomfortable. Realizing that something was wrong, Nancy carefully walked over to the canine to see if she could help her in any way. But once she got closer to the dog, the young woman instantly knew what was happening. The pup was going into labor. Nancy had never had to help her dog give birth before, so she had no clue on what to do. Instead, the young woman quickly grabbed her phone and called up the vet to ask if she would be able to come over and help. The vet quickly agreed, and after roughly 20 minutes, she was in front of Nancy's house. The young woman let the vet in and told her that she thought the puppies might be arriving any second. The vet rushed over to where Missy was lying and assessed the dog. She appeared to be in a good condition, but she was definitely having her puppies. The vet explained to Nancy what was happening and guided her through what she had to do. She told the young woman that for the most part, Missy would take care of everything. But if there were quite a few puppies, then she might need help as she got more and more tired. After another 10 minutes, the vet and Nancy saw the head of one of the puppies. The two women were ecstatic to finally see the young pup. They watched as Missy successfully gave birth and began to clean her baby. The vet then decided to give the mama dog some help by moving her first puppy to her belly so that she could start suckling and so that she would be out of the way for when the next puppy arrived. The two women didn't have to wait long, as they could see the head of the next baby on the way. But as the vet took a closer look, she noticed something very strange. It looked like instead of just one puppy, Missy was giving birth to two at a time. But what amazed the vet even more was that the two babies were sharing an amniotic sac. This meant that they were identical puppies. The vet had heard about rare cases of twin puppies being born. However, she had never seen it for herself. This is because scientists believe that twins are rarer in animals than in humans, because sharing a placenta can lead to fewer nutrients for each animal. Eventually, Missy ended up giving birth to 11 healthy and happy puppies. Nancy was overjoyed that all of her dogs were okay, whilst the vet was happy to have witnessed such a rare occurrence of twin puppies being born. As the pups got older, Nancy knew that she couldn't keep them all. So she found loving homes for the young dogs and gave them away once they were old enough to leave their mother. However, she did keep two of the puppies, the twins, who she had named Whiskey and Fudge. She had found herself unable to separate the two animals as they were identical twins, and so she decided that she would keep the dogs for herself to make sure that they always stayed together. Despite the joy that the puppies brought Nancy, the young woman decided to get Missy neutered as she did not want to put the dog or herself through the trouble of having more puppies. Thankfully though, the young woman was over the moon with the additions to her little family, and she couldn't have asked for better pets and friends. How adorable is the story? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And if you want to see even more awesome videos like this one, then simply hit those like and subscribe buttons.